Maraming mamamatay, maraming gastos dito. Because you and I never knew how widespread. We never realized the dimensional hugeness. It was only when nung presidente ako at inipit ko lahat, nalaman ng buong Pilipinas, garong pala karami ang tinamaan. Akala ko sa Davao wala talaga. Ako prangka-prangka. Sa Davao, sabi po, umalis kayo dito, hindi papatayin ko kayo. Yung umalis, buhay. Lumipat ng Tondo para magbenta. Yung napaiwan, patay. Mansong, ano pa bang gusto ninyong aminin ko?
Okay. Sir, but nonetheless, cocaine and heroin are illegal. Are you saying that you're focusing more on shabu and...
because it's hard. And besides, karamang mayaman, do it up. Sasakayan ng aeroplano.
So you're being less aggressive towards them.
I cannot be aggressive, but I cannot afford them the fighter planes. Dalawa lang ngayong jet ko dito sa Philippine Air Force eh. Gastosan ko pa ng gasolina.
So what?
Hintayin ko na lang pagbaba.
So what can we expect from your government, sir, in as far as going after drug suspects from the rich, let's say? I mean, aren't there maybe dealers from their sector as well?
Hindi, tsaka hindi yan sila. If they do it outside of the field, just before the boundary, you cannot do anything at all.
Okay.
Ito yung Philippine skies, ito yung boundary natin. You draw a straight line up. That is our space field. Kung dito yan sa international airspace, international waters, you can hardly do anything because crime is jurisdictional. It must be committed within the territory of the Philippines. If it is out of airspace, out in the international seas. Kaya yung mga big time, ginagawa nila ang shabu nila sa boat while in international waters. Just before nearing the boundary, itatapo nila yan, lagyan nila ng GPS. So, malocate ngayon yan ng mga drogista kung saan nakaparking. Stop the sense about the poor and the rich. Kasi kung sabihin ko, mayaman lang ang hulihin ko, ang mahirap hindi. This country will go down as fast as. Ang pinakamarami dito, unfortunately doon, hindi ako nag-insulto ng Pilipino, yung mga mahirap. Because they are the easy target. Magbenta ka dyan sa San Lorenzo Village, makita ka ng mga tao dyan, babarilin ka. Para sa kanina, ako ang tatay. Yung anak ko malaling sa droga, barilin kita. Tapos bayaran ko yung pamilya mo. O tabla na tayo. Dinamay mo ang anak ko. Nirape mo yung anak ko, barilin kita. Tapos sabihin kita, sige, kaso. Ano, ilang bang milyon kaya mong gastusin nang magkaso tayo?
Okay.
Ang sinasabi ko, ganyan po ang buhay ng Pilipinas. That's the reality of it. Yang ang kakatotohanan dito sa mundong ito.
Thank you, sir.
And we've just listened to President Duterte addressing the media. I think he's still continuing to address them, so let's listen in.
Mr. President, Susan Enriquez po from GMA7. Sir, can you give us the name of the governor or from what region? Is he from Luzon, Visayas, or
Again, please. Can you
name the governor, sir?
No, I cannot now. Nandoon na sa ano. Nandoon yun sa Matrix. Kasi kung kilala, may kilala talaga dyan. Mayor, sabi ni Duterte dito, andiyan ka raw sa Matrix. Abangan mo na sa airport, aalis yung maya. Patayin mo na lang para makatabla ka. No more Duterte.
So, pero sir, Mr. President, the name will come out within this week or?
It will. I will call for a conference before I go back here.
Okay, sir. Last question, Mr. President. Ano po yung binigay niyo mensahe sa family ni Senior Inspector Garcia?
Tingin ko, sa aking social fund, Hindi kasali yung sa police yung mga pension niya. He gave her 250,000. Lahat ng police. Lahat ng police. Tapos 20,000 immediate cash. Yung cheque, tapos yung para sa panggastos na I really commiserate with the family. Basta yung tinamaan, police o sundalo. Sundalo may 8 wounded, 2 dead. Cotabato. Kanina may nabalitaan ko. Basta 2 pulis ako araw-araw. Either police or sundalo.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, Mike Navarre, ABS-CBN News. Mr. President, may we ask what exactly is the involvement of Senator De Lima in the drug trade in Bilibid? Because you mentioned in previous interviews that she benefited, or she may have benefited from the money that was collected by her driver. Now
She was on the take.
She was on the take.
Because she could not have allowed those things to happen without for nothing. You must be kidding. Abu was, they were awash with Cebu at the time. Everybody was using it. And they were enjoying the trappings of a wealthy man. Free food. Pinakamaganda kasi maraming in-check dyan ng mga makawan na kulong eh. One of the best putahe nandyan sa loob ng munting lupa.
But Mr. President, when you said that she's part of the drug matrix, is that the suggestion that she's actively involved in the whole drug trade?
What is really very, how would I term it? What is really sad for this country? Here is a woman posturing himself to be a crusader for good government. But because hindi niya mapigilan ang immorality niya, sa bagay, to the credit of De Lima, she is legally annulled. Kagaya ko rin sa asawa ko. Pareho kaming dalawa, annulled. Bakit? Dalaga siya. But her sex escapades led her to commit several serious violations of law.
Mr. President, there was a suggestion from the Commission on Human Rights yesterday in the Senate hearing that if the spate of killings in the country will continue, the International Criminal Court might have reason to investigate the cases here in the Philippines. Your reaction to that, Mr. President?
Kasi bugok yan sila. May abogado naman yan walang utak. O pumasa siguro sa bar, mahirap magbili ng grade na, you know, genocide is when you go in just like Africa. You bomb with wanton abandon. You kill people for no reason at all. You massacre women. In the Middle East, you burn women for refusing to have sex. Yan ang dapat patayin. Hindi na sila kailangan magpermiso sa akin yung human rights. In the Philippines, walang namatay dito. There was no wanton killing of civilians. Either lumaman sa police, and we are ready, I said, to prepare to answer for it. O yung pinatay na sinalvage, sabi ko yung tatay, taga San Gabriel, sundalo. Nagsiservisyo ako sa bayan natin doon sa Basilan. Only to find out pagdating ko dito, may tumawag asawa may umuwi ka dito pa magnangyari. No? Pagdating dito, yung anak niya na babae ni rape. At yung kaya napunta yung mga barkada doon sa bahay nila kasi yung the youngest child nagsasyabu. Anong gawin mo? Sabihin ko, barilin mo yung human rights, sige yaw-yaw dyan. Ba't may charge sa amin yan? Yang galit yan. Yang binabalot ng plastic. Kasi kami, before we went, nag-intriga kami, maghuli kami dito, maghuli ka dyan. Sabi, turo mo yung isang drug pusher. Tapos paghuli niya, patayin mo, sabihin mo, utos yan doon sa isang grupo na yan. So, initially sila yun. Binabalot ng plastic, tinotorture. Kaming pulis, bakit man gawin na? We in government, why should we do that? Sabi ko, gusto mo, patay-patay, isang balang tao. Barin mo isang beses sa ulo. Why do you, ba't mo balot-balutin ng plastic, yung putang inang yan? Ibigay mo sa punerarya. Masirapan pa sila magtanggal ng... Hindi kasi iniisip nitong human rights. Pati si Dilima kasi galit. Kasi maggalit kasi nahuli ko siya. Lumabas na lahat eh. O pati yung kalokohan niya sa kama, lahat na. O. Hindi Photoshop yan.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Sinadya talaga ng lalaki yan at pumayag yan siya. Kita mo yung angle. Ikaw isang kamera lang, mag-plant ka ng kamera dyan, isang direksyon lang. Kita mo yung mga angle na ano. Sinadya, pinaasa siya ng alam mo. Pag tulog mo, i-on yan, tapos kunan ng picture. Wala naman tinanggal doon. Because na in love. Ngayon may bago siya. The first name is Warren. Ang trabaho ni Warren, walang apelyido. Nagmumotor ahead. Yung haggard na escort niya. MMDA. Sino may sabi sa akin? Isa sa nag-report noon pa. Kaya namin, pero tapos na yung nalaman ko yung driver. Si Tolentino, ang MMDA chairman. Kasi may sulat si Dilima sa kanya, binigay ni Tolentino.
Mr. President, Sweden from PTV4.
Sino ka?
Sir, I'm from PTV4, Sweden.
Tapag-alyado tayo.
Yes, Mr. President, the Warren that you mentioned, does he also have involvement in illegal drug activities?
Si Dilima?
Yung Warren po.
Wala. And even Dilima, I would be also careless with. She facilitated everything for money. But Dilima was never into, sige, magpabili ka ng ganon. I would be lying if I do that. And I would not be as honest as I can ever be with you. Because of her pitfalls. Yung hindi niya man yung mapaibig eh. Alam mo na yung init ng, they call it chok-chak. Chak-chok siguro sa inyo.
Sir, follow-up lang po dun sa
What
ating...
is there to say? Ano man sabihin ko? I have to explain it in the dictionary na it is an act relating to the chuk-chak na lang. Chak-chuk. Chuk-chak, chak-chuk. She never denied it. All lies, hindi yan. Nanda sa droga ako. But she never said, yung kami ni si putang inan to. She never admitted it. She never came out with a denial now na lumabas na lahat. Is one coming up. Paano si Warren? Nakalimutan sa istorya.
Sir, follow up on our ongoing peace talks. Sir, are you satisfied so far with the results of our peace talks in Oslo?
They are starting now. I think it's today. Yesterday, today. Nauna tayo. Yes, they have started to talk seriously. I hope substantial matters are taken up today. But I am not, I have as yet to call for a ceasefire. Nauna na ako noon just to show my good faith even without consulting the armed forces pati police. Gusto ko lang talaga maipakita ko na I'm dealing with them in utmost good faith. Ano ang nangyari? Inambos pati yung police pati yung sundalo. Kaya ako nagalit. So ni-withdraw ko yung aking declaration ng ceasefire, unilateral yun, akin lang yun. They have theirs already, But I have to think. But I have already consulted with the commanding generals of the armed forces of the Philippines, Army, Navy, pati police, and we are of the opinion that it would be good to declare a ceasefire. When? Tingnan ko muna. I decide when I'm ready. Okay? Uwi na kayo? Mag-uwi kayo sa Davao. Sabay na lang tayo. Pilihan ko kay ticket. Tanga.
Okay. All right, we just listened to President Duterte taking questions from the media after paying President his respects to the family of the late police senior inspector Mark Hill Garcia. Let's listen in again.
Sila sa 4-piece. So out, may out siguro mga 4 or 4,000 plus 1 sack of rice. Automatic sila. Pagka namatay yung sundalo o police, automatically enrolled sila sa 4-piece. That's my order. Yeah.
All right, so finally, President Duterte concluding his visit there to the wake of the late police senior inspector Mark Hill Garcia, who was killed recently in a drug buy-bust operation in Antipolo. President Duterte paying his respects at the wake being held there in Taytay, Rizal, after which he gave a lengthy time for the media to ask him follow-up questions, specifically about his revelation that he has a so-called drug matrix that will show the alleged connection of now Senator and former Justice Secretary Laila de Lima and her former Undersecretary Francisco Baraan III to a supposed drug network operating inside the New Bilibid prison in Muntinlupa. And this so-called Muntinlupa connection also includes the name of a governor, which President Duterte has declined to identify for now, but he has said in previous statements that he was surprised to see the name of that governor because that same politician is also a personal friend. Duterte taking the time to again hit back at Senator de Lima, who has been conducting hearings on the wave of extrajudicial killings related to the anti-drug campaign of the government. President Duterte again taking a personal swipe at de Lima, saying her alleged sexual escapades had led her to commit violations in relation to the drug problem. President Duterte also